Yes, hello friends, how are you? Hope you are all fine. So let's start with part 2, chapter 6, whole numbers, class 6 maths. And in this part, we are going to start properties of whole numbers. So what are the properties? We have to study all the properties. So let us begin with one of the important property, closure property. So let's begin. What do you mean by closure property? So as you know, we are dealing with whole numbers. So we will apply this property in whole numbers only. And we know whole number starts from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let's apply. What is closure property? First property. For any two whole numbers. So children, we know there are four operations: plus, minus, multiply and divide, and we have to check for all these four operations closure property. We will check closure property for all these four operations. So let us begin with addition. Closure property, first one, we will begin with addition. Whether in addition this property hold or not. Addition. So if we take any two whole numbers, let us begin with an example only. If we take any two whole numbers, let us take two whole numbers 3 and 5. Example, two whole numbers 3 and 5. Now if we add these two whole numbers, whether we are getting again a whole number or not. So let's add them. 3 plus 5 equals to 8. And 8, 3 and 5 are whole numbers. And on adding 3 and 5, 3 plus 5 equals to 8. 8 is again a whole number. Eight is again a whole number. So when we add two whole numbers, we are again getting a whole number. So this property is called closure property of addition. Means addition is closed for whole number. Closure for closure property, addition is closed. So when we add two whole numbers, again we are getting a whole number. You can try for any two whole numbers. 7 and 9, 16. 16 is a whole number. 7 and 9 are again whole numbers. 5 and 7, 12. 5 and 7 are whole numbers. Their sum is also whole number. So in general we can write. For any two whole numbers. A and B. A plus B is also a whole number. A plus B. If we are taking any two whole numbers, we don't know that number, so we assumed it A and B. If A and B are two whole numbers, then their addition is also a whole numbers. So whole numbers are closed under addition. Therefore, whole numbers are closed under addition. Now let us see the second one, and that is subtraction. So let us check for subtraction. Whether subtraction holds for whole number or not. Again let's take example. I am taking example 7 and 9. Now when we subtract 9 and 7 or 7 and 9, we are getting two different answers. 9 minus 7 is 2, that is whole number. But 7 minus 9 is minus 2, which is not a whole number. So subtraction is not closed. For whole number, subtraction is not closed. See, 7 minus 9, what result we'll get? We'll study this in integers, chapter 6. 7 minus 9 is minus 2, and minus 2 is not a whole number. Children, negative numbers are not whole numbers because whole number starts with 0. And before 0 on the number line, there are negative numbers minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 and so on. So every time it is not possible that it is a whole number. Sometimes may be possible that it is a whole number. 9 minus 7, 2. 2 is a whole number. Subtraction is also close. But we want that property is that which holds for every numbers. Which holds for every number, then only it is called property. So for so many numbers, subtraction is not close. So overall we can say that in therefore whole numbers are not closed under subtraction. Not closed under subtraction. Now we are going to check for third one, multiplication. Now for multiplication. So again let us take two numbers. I am taking here 5 and 11. 5 and 11. Let us check for 5 and 11. Now 5 and 11 are whole numbers, as we know. 5 and 11 are whole numbers. Now, when we multiply it, 5 into 11, 55. 55 is again a whole number. So, multiplication, for multiplication also, whole numbers are closed. 55 is again a whole number. So, therefore we can say, for any two whole numbers, A and B, A into B is again a whole number. And B into A. Either A into B or we can multiply in any order. That will remain same. In subtraction it is not so. 5 minus 7 minus 2 and 7 minus 5 is 2. Do two different answer. But in multiplication we can multiply in any order. We are getting the same number. 5 11 is 55 and 11 5 is also 55. So for any two whole numbers A and B, A into B is again a whole number. So 55 is again a whole number. Now let us check for division. Division, what happened? I am taking two numbers 12 and 24. Now let's divide them. 12 divided by 24 means 12 by 24. 12 ones are 12 twos are 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is 0.5. 1 by 2 is, or 1 by 2 is a fraction. If you can't convert into decimal, then also okay, no problem. 1 by 2 is a fraction, and fraction are never whole numbers. 1 by 2 is a proper fraction, it is not a whole number. So 1 by 2 in division, we must know that for any two whole numbers if we take, we have to get a whole number, but we are not getting. Therefore we can say, but in every case it not happens. Some cases, see here 8 divided by 4. When we divide it, we are getting a whole number. The property says that for every number it must happen. But here for so many numbers it is not happening that when we divide two numbers we are getting again a whole number. The property holds for every number, then only it is called a property, otherwise it is not a property. So for so many numbers it is not forming, it is not closed for division. Therefore division is not closed for whole numbers. Division is not closed for whole. So we have studied closure property under addition, multiplication, subtraction and division. Now the second property is commutative property. Now we will study commutative property for all four operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So what is commutative property? First we'll study for addition. For addition, what is commutative property? we can add any two whole numbers in any order. For example, let us illustrate the example only. I have taken two numbers 9 and 5. Now I am adding 9 and 5 together. 9 plus 5, 14. And if I add 5 plus 9, again I am getting the same result, 14. Therefore, addition is commutative for whole numbers. Addition is commutative for whole numbers. That means we can add whole numbers in any order. That is, for any two whole numbers, A plus B equals to B plus A. Any two whole numbers we can add in any order. A plus B, or 9 plus 5, 14, or 5 plus 9, 14. So addition follows commutative property. Now let us check for subtraction, whether subtraction hold or not. Second one will take for subtraction. For subtraction. Now again let us take one example. 7 and 3. Now let us subtract 7 and 3. 7 minus 3 equals to 4. And let us subtract in like this. 3 minus 7 minus 4. 3 minus 7 you don't know, you will have to study in class 6 only, chapter 6 integers. But now we know when we subtract bigger number from a smaller number, the result will be negative number. And these two are different. One is 4, another is minus 4. Results are different. One is positive, another is negative. That means subtraction is not commutative for whole numbers. So we'll write subtraction is not commutative for whole numbers. That means we can't subtract in any order. Therefore, if we take any two whole numbers, A minus B is not equals to B minus A. That means we can't subtract in any order. We can add in any order, but we can't subtract in any order. Subtraction is not commutative for whole numbers. Third one, let us check for third one. Now for multiplication, let us again take example. Suppose 3 and 4. Now let's multiply 3 and 4. 3 4s are 12 and 4 3s is again 12. That means we can multiply two whole numbers in any order. So we can write multiplication is commutative for whole numbers. Multiplication is commutative for whole numbers. That means we can multiply two whole numbers in any order. That is, for any two whole numbers, A into B equals to B into A. For any two whole numbers A and B, A into B equals to B into A. We can multiply in any order. The result will be always same. Now, fourth one, division property. Let us check this division property, whether division is commutative or not for whole numbers. So, let us take again one example. I am taking 12 divided by 4 or 12 divided by 6. Suppose two numbers I have taken 12 and 6. Let us take two numbers 12 and 6. Now let us divide 12 divided by 6. 12 divided by 6 equals to 2. Now dividing in this manner, 6 divided by 12 means 6 by 12 means 6 1 ja, 6 2 ja, and the result is in fraction or in decimal. 1 by 2 equals to 0.5 and here 2. and the 2 is a whole number, and 0.5 is not a whole number. It is not a whole number. And 2 is a whole number. So when we divide, we are not getting a same result. Means 2 is not equals to 0.5. That means A divided by B, division is not commutative. First of all, right? Division is not commutative. Division is not commutative for whole numbers. That is, A divided by B is not equals to B divided by A. Means we can't divide in any order. So these are commutative property for addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Therefore, addition and multiplication is commutative for whole numbers, and subtraction and division is not commutative for whole numbers. Now let us take the third property, associativity of addition and multiplication of whole numbers. So what is associative property? So first of all, we will take for addition, associativity for addition. Let us take 3 whole numbers instead of 2. We will illustrate with example. Let I am taking 3 whole numbers, 2, 3 and 5. Now we'll make the arrangement like this: 2 plus 3 plus 5. We are adding these 2 whole numbers first, and 2 is at the beginning. Now let's add 2 plus 3 plus 5 is 8. Now 2 plus 8 is 10. Now if we add in this manner, first of all I am taking this 2 number, 2 and 3, and 5 at the last. So let's add 2 plus 3, 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. So therefore, for any 3 whole numbers, A, B and C, I am assuming 3 whole numbers B, A, B, C. A plus B plus C in bracket, B plus C in bracket, equals to A plus B in bracket plus C outside. That means we can add 3 whole numbers in any order, just like 2 whole numbers. We can add 3 whole numbers in any order. So this property is called associativity of addition. Now for multiplication, let us check multiplication. Whether this property holds for multiplication or not, let us check. Again I am taking the same numbers, 2, 3 and 5. Now let's multiply first. 2 into 3 into 5. 2 into 15. 15 2s are 30. Now let's multiply 2 and 3 and 5 outside. 2 3 are 6, 6 5s are 30. So here also we are getting the same result. Therefore we can write, therefore for any 3 whole numbers A, B and C, A into B into C in bracket equals to A into B in bracket into C. That means we can multiply 3 whole numbers in any order we can multiply. For addition, so addition and multiplication is associative. Therefore we can write addition and multiplication is associative for whole numbers. And if we do for remaining 2 operations, subtraction and division, we will find the same as that we have seen for 2 whole numbers. So subtraction and division is not associative for whole numbers, and subtraction and division is not associative for whole numbers. So they are not associative for whole numbers. Now let us see the fourth property, distributivity of multiplication over addition and subtraction. So first for addition, let us see distributive property, addition. Distributivity for addition. So again let us work with example. Let us take three whole numbers 2, 3, 2, 5 and 3. Let us take three whole numbers 2, 5 and 3. Now make the arrangement like this, 2 into 5 plus 3. 2 into 5 plus 3. So 2 into 5, 2 is distributed to both 5 and 3. 2 is distributed to both 5 as well as 3. So 2 is distributed to 5 plus 2 is distributed to 3. So 2 5s are 10 and 2 3s are 6. 10 plus 6, 16. Or without distributing, if we add this first and then multiply by 2, that what result will get? This is first one. 2 into 5 plus 3. 5 plus 3 is 8. 2 8 are 16. So same result we are getting. Therefore, this property is known as distributive property. That is, for any three whole numbers, A, B and C, A multiply with B plus C equals to A into B plus A into C. A is distributed to both B and C. A is multiplied by B plus A is multiplied by C. This is distributive property for multiplication. Now let us see for subtraction. For subtraction, distributive. Again take three numbers 5, 6 and 4. Now 5 into 6 minus 4. Let us check for this whether this property holds for subtraction or not. 5 into 6 minus 4. Let's distribute this. 5 is distributed to 6. 5 is distributed to 4. 5 into 6 minus 5 into 4. 5 6 are 30. 5 4s are 20. 30 minus 20, 10. And 5 into 6 minus 4. First of all, let us solve bracket. 6 minus 4 is 2. And 5 2s are 10. Therefore, for any three whole numbers, again A, B and C, A into B minus C equals to A into B minus A into C. A is distributed to both B as well as C. So, four properties are over. First, we have studied closure property. Second one, commutative property. Third one, associative property. And the fourth one, distributive property. Now, let us check division of a number by 0, whether it is defined or not. Division of number. Division of any whole number by 0. So, any whole number divided by 0 is undefined, is not defined. Let us see the reason. 5 divided by 0. Let us take example to illustrate this. 5 divided by 0. We need to divide 5 by 0. So let's divide. 5 divided by 0. 5, 0. 0, what multiply will get 5? 0 1s are 0. Or if I take 2s are, again 0. 3s are 0. 0 3s are 0. Again remainder we are getting the same. 0 4s are 0. 0 5 0 6 any number we try, we are getting the same result. Remainder we are getting the 5 only, and every time we are getting this 0. That means we can't say which answer we have to write. So any number divided by 0 is undefined or not defined. So any whole number, this is useful for any whole number divided by 0 is undefined. Now identity for addition and multiplication. What is the identity for addition and multiplication? First of all, let's take for addition. Identity for addition, let's find out. 3 plus 0, 3, or 0 plus 3, 3. 7 plus 0, 7, or 0 plus 7 is again 7. Any number, try for any number. 105 plus 0, 105, or 0 plus 105, 105. So when we are adding 0 to any whole number, we are getting the same whole number. Therefore 0 is called the identity for whole number. 0 is called identity. 0 is called identity for addition of whole numbers. For addition of whole numbers. So when we add 0 to any whole number, we are getting the same. Then 0 is called the identity. Secondly, let's see for multiplication, which is the identity for multiplication. 5 ones are 5, or 1 5s are 5. 7 ones are 7, or 1 7s are 7. 9 ones are 9, or 1 9s are 9. So we are getting the same result when we are multiplying with 1 in any whole number. We are getting the same result. Therefore 1 is called multiplicative identity. Multiplicative identity. Or 1 is called identity for multiplication of whole numbers. Here we also call additive identity. Additive identity. And 1 is called the multiplicative identity for multiplication. For addition, 0 is called the additive identity, and for multiplication, 1 is called the multiplicative identity.